America 972 Denver, approach uniform, runway 35 left, proceed direct to Crest 1A.
We are one people, one nation, one world, connected by ONEflight International.
The beauty of ONEflight is it avoids the cost of actual plane ownership, but yet I get all of the same privileges of ownership at a much lower cost.
Have you ever considered flying in private jets, but the cost of jet ownership was beyond your reach? ONEflight International has pioneered a program that provides you global access to over 12,000 private jets, without the cost, burden, or hassles of jet ownership. Now, you don't have to own an aircraft to enjoy the luxury of flying in private jets.
I run a company called ONEflight International. What we are is we're a private jet company, in essence similar to a fractional ownership, but without ownership. I developed ONEflight because as a plane owner in the past, I found that owning a plane was extremely expensive. The cost of buying the plane, the cost of fuel, and just the monthly operating costs, hiring pilots, as far as the monthly management of insurances, hangars, and so forth, can run tens of thousands of dollars.
Currently, there's 4 ways to fly in private aviation. You can own your own aircraft, there's jet cards, there's fractionals, and there's the charter. What we have done is created a hybrid of all 4 of these and created a true membership type program, meaning it's kind of like being a member of a country club, where you pay a small initiation fee, you pay your annual dues, and in return, you're flying in our aircraft at direct operating cost. When I mean direct operating cost, you're only paying for fuel, maintenance, and engine reserves, and that's it.
Let's just consider maybe a short trip where you're actually flying from Denver to Aspen and you're going to stay overnight. Just as if you were an owner, you're going to pay what is associated with your trip. So essentially, number 1, direct operating costs, so you're basically gassing the plane and going. And number 2, if the pilots have to stay overnight, you're paying the pilot's overnight stay, which is pretty much a minimal cost. The only additional cost may be some minor landing fees. But our whole operation is designed based upon all the benefits of ownership without actually having to own the actual aircraft.
As a member, all you're paying for is your occupied hourly flight time. It has become standard for all of our competitors to charge what's called a fuel surcharge. And it's just an added hourly expense that you have to pay for out of pocket. ONEflight International has no fuel surcharges. We have no repositioning fees. We have no deadhead fees, meaning wheels up to wheels down is all you're paying for. So what this is going to do for you is this is going to save you thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars based on how many hours you fly a year on operational costs.
ONEflight provides global reach with the world's largest private jet network. With thousands of jets in our network, you can rest assured your plane will always be on the tarmac awaiting your arrival. Through our concierge service, we strive to understand each member's specific needs and desires to work towards a customized flight experience.
This is truly a business tool. You can get to several different locations and return home within the same day. In addition to it, you can get from point A to B and go directly to your destination airport versus going through large international airports to make it more convenient for you to attend your meeting and return back to the airport, and you're on the plane within maybe 5 or 10 minutes and you're on a flight back home.
I have found that it's not a whole lot more being a ONEflight member to fly than a first class ticket with a normal airline. The service is fantastic. I have one phone number to call. They will set up the time to pick me up, take me out to the airport, get on the plane, and when I'm in the plane, the flight attendants are first notch. All the food and everything is just fantastic. I feel like I'm at a 5-star restaurant each and every time I have a meal on my flights. But the convenience factor for me is the most important thing. I don't have any security lines. I am able to avoid the large hassles that come along with going into a traditional airport, and I can work on my time. I don't have to work on just the airline time.
When traveling for pleasure or with family, We understand the need for a relaxed, hassle-free, and safe flying experience. With ONEflight, our members are able to enjoy the highest level of in-flight comfort, allowing you to spend more time with the people you care about. With safety being our #1 priority, ONEflight takes great measures to ensure that all FAA safety standards are met for each flight, including additional standards as established by ONEflight International. Prior to each flight, a thorough aircraft inspection is conducted by every pilot. Additionally, each pilot completes a cockpit checklist with a review of your personal flight plan.
Our safety standards are delivered by what the FAA's 135 rules are, but ONEflight has retained a third-party company that actually goes above and beyond the FAA's rules. Our pilots actually have to go through training every 6 months, and all of our business partners have to meet the standards of the FAA in addition to additional standards that we have employed upon them.
Each flight begins with a warm, personal welcome from the captain. Your in-flight experience is available with personal catering customized to meet any of your needs with a fine dining flair. For entertainment, members can request the movies of their choice, watch satellite TV, or enjoy satellite radio. Wi-Fi is also available, and members can request their personal preferences of magazines and newspapers. And when you arrive, whether it's in a limousine or a requested car, ONEflight will coordinate all of your travel needs at your destination every time. Becoming a ONEflight member is simple. Unlike other companies, ONEflight memberships are based on month-to-month contracts. There are no long-term commitments. One of our sales directors will be happy to discuss all of the details and answer any questions you might have. Start enjoying the privileges of the Jet Club today. Call us for your demo flight. And welcome aboard a ONEflight jet.
I would strongly recommend anybody who's like myself that has a business that does need to get back and forth quickly to really take a strong look at the ONEflight membership opportunity. And I am very, very satisfied.
One flight, one way, the only way.